हेलो एंड वेलकम गाइस टू अपग्रेड। आज की वीडियो में एक प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करेंगे। ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर है इसरो की एक यूनिट स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर अहमदाबाद का फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ टेक्नीशियन बी इन द ट्रेड इलेक्ट्रिशियन। ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन है 2016 का। एग्जामिनेशन हुआ था 6 नवंबर 2016 को इन द ट्रेड इलेक्ट्रिशियन। ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन उन सभी कैंडिडेट्स के लिए हेल्पफुल होगा जिन कैंडिडेट्स ने ITI कर रखा है और अप्लाई करेंगे फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ टेक्नीशियन। ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन सिर्फ स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर के लिए एप्लीकेबल नहीं है। इसरो के किसी भी यूनिट में अगर आप अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल विक्रम साराभाई लिक्विड प्रोपल्शन कॉम्प्लेक्स, UR राव, NRSC या फिर स्पेस एप्लीकेशन या फिर किसी भी अदर यूनिट्स में अप्लाई कर रहे हैं फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ टेक्नीशियन बी इन द ट्रेड इलेक्ट्रिशियन, तो ये वीडियो ज़रूर हेल्पफुल होगा। इसी तरीके के क्वेश्चन सभी यूनिट में, लगभग इसरो की सारी यूनिट्स में क्वेश्चन पेपर सेम बनते हैं, तो ये वीडियो ज़रूर हेल्पफुल होगा उन सभी कैंडिडेट्स के लिए। तो वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले अगर आप इस चैनल पर पहली बार विजिट कर रहे हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, इस वीडियो को लाइक ज़रूर करिएगा। तो बिना किसी देरी के आज का वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं टोटल नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस इस एग्जाम में टोटल 100 क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए थे। समय दिया गया था यहाँ पर आपको 1.5 घंटे का और 100 क्वेश्चंस है तो मार्क्स टोटल यहाँ पर 100 मार्क्स का ये एग्जामिनेशन हुआ था। तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं द करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू अ सर्किट विद 60 वोल्ट सोर्स एंड 6 किलो ओम रेजिस्टेंस इज। तो ओम्स लॉ, अकॉर्डिंग टू ओम्स लॉ V इज इक्वल टू IR फॉर्मूला लगाएंगे और वोल्टेज का वैल्यू दी हुई है 60 वोल्ट और रेजिस्टेंस यहाँ पर दिया गया है 6 किलो ओम, that is 6 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. I is equals to 1 by 100, that is 0.01 ampere. So the current value is 10 milliampere. Option A is the correct answer. Next question is, when converting 0.16 milliampere to microamperes, the result is. So in converting this milliampere to microampere, we will get 160 microampere. Option B. Next question is, the resistance of a wire is 2 ohms. The wire is stretched to double its length. Then its resistance in the ohm is. Since the wire resistance given is 2 ohms, now the length gets doubled. Area will also get reduced. So the new resistance will become 8. So option B is the correct answer. Next question is, 20 volt source is connected across 20 ohm resistance. How much energy is dissipated in 3 minutes? The given values are the voltage values as 20 volt. Resistance is also 20 ohms. The time here is 3 minutes. So we have to calculate the energy dissipated. The formula is H is equals to I square R into T. So firstly calculating the value of current, I is equals to V by R. Here the value of voltage is 20 and resistance is 20. Then the current value is 1 ampere. Now H is equals to I square R into T. Using this formula, current value is 1 ampere. So 1 square multiplied by 20 into time is 3 minutes. Dividing it by 60 to converting the minute into hour, we will get 1 square as 1. 20 multiplied by 3 is 60, divided by 60, it will be 1 watt hour. So the correct option is 1 watt hour. The energy dissipated in 3 minutes will be 1 watt hour. Next question is, in a 3-phase system, when the loads are perfectly balanced, the neutral current is. Options are 0, the 1/3 of the maximum load, 2/3 of the maximum load, or maximum. So when in a 3-phase system, when the load is perfectly balanced, the neutral current carries 0 current. That is option A is the correct option. Next question is, in a 3-phase system, the voltages are separated by 120 degree each. Next question is, a 220 volt heater is used on 110 volt supply. The heat produced will be. The correct answer is option C, that is the heat produced will be 1 by 4 time. Moving on to the next question. High pressure mercury vapor lamps is having dash color when they are started. So the options are reddish color, green color, blue color and yellow color. So when high pressure mercury vapor lamps are started, the lamp glows of bluish color. So the correct option is option C. Next question is, a multimeter cannot be used to measure. A multimeter cannot use to measure power. So the correct option is option D. The potential difference across 10 microfarad capacitor to charge it with 10 millicoulomb is. So using the formula, C is equals to Q by V. The value of C is given as 10 micro, that means 10 to the power minus 6 is equals to the charge value is 10 millicoulomb, that is 10 to the power minus 3 divided by V. You have to calculate the value of voltage as V, 10 to the power 3 volt. So according to the option, correct answer is option B, that is 1 kilovolt. Moving on to the next question. Next question is, a 4-pole 3-phase induction motor has a synchronous speed of 25 revolutions per second, and here the pole given is 4. We have to calculate what is the frequency. Here the synchronous speed is 25 revolutions per second. Now to convert the revolution per second into RPM, we will multiply 25 multiplied by 60 to convert into RPM. Now using the formula ns is equals to 120 F upon P. The synchronous speed value is 25 into 60 multiplied by the number of poles, that is 4, divided by 120 will give the value of frequency. Now on solving this, we get frequency as 50 Hertz. The correct option is option A, that is 50 Hertz. The frequency of the supply to the stator is 50 Hertz. Next question is, capacitor motors are used in. Options are ceiling fan, washing machine, air cooler, all of the above. So capacitor motors are used in all of the above. All the options are correct. So the correct option is option D. Next question is, pure water is electrically. So pure water is electrically a bad conductor of electricity. Next question is, the earth conductor helps to ground. So the earth conductor helps to ground the leakage current. Correct option is option A. Next question is, in which of the following electrolysis is not used? Options is electroplating, soldering, electrotyping, electropolishing. So electrolysis is not used in the process called soldering. In soldering, electrolysis is not used. The next question is, the unit of inductance is. The unit of inductance is Henry. Correct option is option A. It is represented by H. Letter H. Next question is, in a 3-phase induction motor, which of the following statement is false? The options are, the slip speed is a synchronous speed minus the rotor speed. Option B is, as the rotor is loaded, the slip decreases. C is, the frequency of the induced rotor EMFs increases with the load on the rotor. And the last option is, the torque on the rotor is due to the interaction of magnetic fields. So the option 1 is true, as the formula for the slip speed is synchronous speed minus the rotor speed. So the option A is true. Option B is false, since as the load is increased, the slip also increases. Since on increasing the load, the torque increases, and the torque is directly proportional to the slip. So the load, as the load increases, the slip also get increased. So the correct option is option B, that is the option B is the false statement of a 3-phase induction motor, and other 3 options, option C and option D, are true. Next question is, a capacitor consists of 2. Correct option is option B, that is a capacitor consists of 2 conducting plates separated by an insulator or a dielectric medium. Next question is, the slip speed of an induction motor may be defined as, the slip speed formula is the synchronous speed minus the rotor speed. So the correct option is option D, that is the slip speed is equals to the synchronous speed minus the rotor speed. Next question is, the resistance of a conductor depends upon. So the formula for the resistance is R is equals to rho L by A. Rho is the resistivity, L is the length, and A is the area. So now the resistance of a conductor depends upon the length. Yes, it is true. It depends upon the radius, as the area is equals to pi r square, and the resistance of a conductor also depends upon the temperature, but not on the load. So the correct option is option A, that is the resistance of a conductor does not depends upon the load. Next question is, the device which converts DC into AC is called. The device which converts the direct current into an alternating current is called as inverter. Correct option is option A. Next question is, the main characteristics of a DC shunt motor is. Options are constant speed, very low starting torque, high torque, or none of these. So the main characteristics of a DC shunt motor is its constant speed. Correct option is option A, that is the shunt motor has characteristics of a constant speed. Next question is, a breather used in a transformer, it is for cooling, for oil overflow, or to supply oil, or the last option is to supply dry air. A breather in a transformer is used for, the correct option is option D, that is breather in a transformer is used to supply dry air. Next question is, bridge rectifier consists of 2 diodes, 1 diodes, 4 diodes, or 4 transistors. So the correct option is option C, that is bridge rectifier consists of 4 diodes. Next question is, synchronous motors are used to, options are to obtain low starting torque, B is to improve the power factor, C to obtain high starting torque, or to D to decrease the power factor. The correct option is option B, that is synchronous motor is used to improve the power factor. Next question is, resistance of 50 kilo ohm has a conductance of. So as we all know, the resistance is inversely proportional to the conductance. So to convert this 50 kilo ohm into its conductance, to convert 50 kilo ohm into mho, we will reciprocal it as the conductance is equals to 1 by 50 multiplied by 10 to the power 3, 0.02 millisiemens. So the conductance value is option C, that is 0.02 millisiemens. Next question is, mica is a conductor or insulator or semiconductor or super. Mica is an insulator. Correct option is option B. Mica is a insulator. Next question is, choose the following as per the correct order of conductivity in decreasing order. The most conductive metal is here is the silver. Next is of the copper, then gold, and lastly is the aluminium conductivity. So if you have to arrange it into the decreasing order, starting with, so the correct option will be option A, that is the silver is the most conductive, then the copper, then gold, and the least conductivity will be of the aluminium. Correct option is option A. Next question is, an alternator doesn't contain one of the following. Options are slip ring, commutator, field system, or the armature. So the alternator doesn't consist of commutator. Correct option is option B. Next is, which of the following is not the same as watt? The correct option is option B, that is the ampere per volt cannot be represented as the power. So the correct option is option B. With increase in the temperature, the resistance of the copper. So since we know that copper is a metal and metal has a positive temperature coefficient of resistance. So while we increase the temperature, the resistance will also increase. The correct option is option B, that is on increasing the temperature, the resistance of the copper will increase. Next question is, the electromotive force is provided by. Electromotive force, that is energy per unit electric charge, is provided by a energy source such as the electric generator or a battery or any supply system. So the correct option is option D, that is electromotive force is provided by an electric supply source. Next question is, which of the following bulbs will have the least resistance? The resistance should be least in which of the following bulbs? So firstly, one by one calculate the value of the resistance. So here the formula, using the formula P is equals to V square by R. So putting the value here is the voltage as 220 multiplied by 220 divided by 60. So the resistance R1 will have the value on calculating is 806.67 ohms. Similarly for this R2, the resistance will be 220.416 ohms. This for R3 will be 132.25 ohms, and for the R4, the resistance it is 484 ohm. So here in this question we have to calculate the least resistance. So the least resistance is 132.25 ohms. The correct option is option C. Next question is, the filament of an electric heater is made up of. So the filament is made up of nichrome. Correct option is option D. Next question is, the color code for register number 8 is represented by. Let's write down the color code for every colors. So starting with the black, it starts with the black, then brown, then comes red, then orange, yellow, green, blue, then after blue it is violet, then grey, then white, then it's gold, then silver, and the last is none. The color coding starts with 0. The 0 is the code for the black, 1 is for the brown, red is Z2, orange is 3, yellow is 4, green is 5, blue is 6, violet is 7, grey is 8, white is 9. But the tolerance is plus minus 5% for the gold. plus minus 10% for the silver, and plus minus 20% for the none. So here in this question, the color code for the register number 8 is represented by, so here the color code 8 represents the gray color. The correct option is option C. Next question is, the resistance of an electric iron of rating 1000 watts as compared to 750 watts will be. So using the formula P is equals to, as we all know, the relation of P is equals to V square by R, since P is inversely proportional to the resistance, so the correct answer will be, it will be less. Correct option is option B. Power taken by resistance of 20 ohm to flow current of 10 ampere is. So here the resistance value is given as 20 ohm and current is 10 ampere. So power, using the formula P is equals to I square into R, we will calculate the value of power as 10 square multiplied by 20. So it will give 2000 watt. So the correct answer is 2 kilowatt, option D. Next question is, what is voltage drop? Options are, it is a maximum potential, B, difference in potential between 2 points, C, voltage at the end of a circuit, or D, voltage produced by a source. Correct answer is, voltage drop is a difference in the potential between the 2 points. Since a voltage drop is a reduction in the voltage in an electric circuit between the source and the load. So the correct option is option B. Next question is, in a 3-core copper conductor cable, green color wire is off. So the green color wire indicates the ground wire. So the correct option is option C, that is, it shows the earthing wire. Next question is, power factor of an AC circuit is given by. So the power factor formula is, it can be written as cos phi is equals to real power, that is P upon my apparent power, that is P by S also. R by Z also it can be written as. So the correct answer is option 1 is also true. Option B is also true. And option C is also true. Options A, B, C all are true. So option D is the correct option. That is, all of the above indicates the power factor in an AC circuit. Next question is, the specific gravity of electrolyte is measured by. Specific gravity is measured by a hydrometer. Option D is the correct answer. Next is, a step-up transformer increases. As we all know, in step-up transformer, the primary side is the low voltage and the secondary side it gets converted into high voltage during the step-up transformer, and here the current in the primary side is the high current and in the secondary side it will be the low current. So according to the option, the step-up transformer increases voltage. Option A is the correct answer. That is, a step-up transformer increases the voltage from primary to the secondary. The frequency of a DC supply is always 0 Hz. Option A is the correct answer. Next is, during charging the electrolyte of a lead acid cell becomes stronger. Option A is the correct answer. Next is, which wave has the least form factor? The least form factor is of the square wave. Option A is the correct option. Oil is used in a power transformer for. The oil is used in a power transformer for the two purposes. Firstly is for the insulation and second is for the cooling. So according to the option, the correct option is option B, that is, it is used for the cooling purpose. Next is, silica gel breather is used in. Silica gel breather is always used in a transformer. The correct option is option D. Next is, doll starter is used up to. Doll starter is used up to 5 HP motors. It is used up to the motors of rating up to 5 HP. Next question is, overload relay is used to limit the current. So the correct option is option B. When pointer of Mega reads close to 0, the resistance being measured is, it is small. Correct option is option C. Next question is, 4 2 microfarad capacitors are connected in series. The equivalent capacitance is. So when capacitors are connected in series, the equivalent capacitance is calculated as 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 and plus 1 by C4. Since 4 capacitors are connected, so now 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. On solving this, we will get 0.5 microfarad. Correct option is option B. Next question is, a megger is usually a moving coil iron type instrument. Correct option is option D. Variable registers are. Correct option is all of the above, since the variable registers are wire wound registers as well as thin film resistors also and thick film resistors. All these types are the variable resistors. So the correct option is option D. The resistance can be measured most accurately by options are voltmeter ammeter method, bridge method, multimeter or the Megger. So the resistance can be most measured accurately by the bridge method. Option B is the correct answer. Next question is, two voltmeters have the same range 0 to 400 volt. The internal impedances are 30,000 ohms and 20,000 ohms. If they are connected in series and 600 volt is applied across them, the readings are. According to the voltage division rule, the voltage across the first voltmeter, let us consider it as V1. Now the source voltage 600 multiplied by 30,000 dividing 30,000 plus 20,000 giving 50,000. So on solving this we will get 360 volt. Now the voltage across the second voltmeter, let's calculate it. V2 is equals to 600 multiplied by 20,000 divided by 50,000. On solving this we will get 240 volt. So now correct option is option A, that is 360 volt and 240 volt respectively. Next question is, a Zener diode is used for. Options are voltage regulation, rectification, noise suppression and blocking of AC. It is used for the voltage regulation. Correct option is option A. The options are zero resistance in the forward bias as well as in reverse bias, zero resistance in forward bias and infinite large resistance in reverse bias. Next is infinite large resistance in reverse bias, and last option is infinite large resistance in forward as well as reverse bias. So the characteristic of an ideal diode is it has zero resistance in the forward bias and infinite large resistance in the reverse bias. Correct option is option B. Next question is, the starting torque of a simple squirrel cage motor is. The starting torque of a simple squirrel cage motor is low. It is low. Correct option is option A. Power transformers are generally designed to have maximum efficiency around. So the power transformer are generally designed to have maximum efficiency around near to the full load. So near to the full load, the power transformers has the maximum efficiency nearly 100%. Near to about 100%. The full load copper loss of a transformer is 1600 watt. At half load, the copper loss will be. Copper loss at half load is given as 1 by 2 square multiplied by copper loss at full load. So it can be written as 1600 divided by 4. It gives 400 cents. Therefore the copper loss at half load is 400 watt. Correct option is option D, that is 400 watt. Next question is, transformer laminations are insulated from each other by. So the laminations are insulated from each other by using a thin coat of varnish. Correct option is option B. Next is, which of the following is not standard voltage for power supply in India? 122 kV is not considered as the standard voltage for the power supply in India. Correct option is option D. Next question is again based on transformer. A transformer has 1000 primary turns. So given data is N1 is equals to 1000 connected to 250 volt AC supply. So V1 value is given as 250 volt. Now to get 400 volt secondary voltage, that V2 is 400 volt, the number of secondary turns should be, if you have to calculate the value of number of turns in the secondary winding using the formula V1 by V2 is equals to N1 by N2. Using this formula we can calculate N2 as N2 is equals to V2 multiplied by N1 upon V1. V2 is 400 multiplied by 1000 divided by 250. So N2 will be 1600 turns. The correct option is option A. The number of turns in the secondary winding is 1600. Next question is, which of the following does not change in a transformer? In transformer, frequency doesn't change. Correct option is option C. Power is defined as. The correct option is option C, that is the rate at which energy is radiated or dissipated. It is given as P is equals to V multiplied by I. Next question is, which of the following capacitor types is polarized? The polarized capacitor is the electrolytic capacitor. Correct option is option A. The device used to indicate the presence of an electric current is. So the device is the galvanometer. It indicates the presence of an electric current. Next is a voltmeter should have. The voltmeter should have very high internal resistance, or in the case of an ideal voltmeter if we are talking about, then it should have infinite resistance. So here the voltmeter should have high internal resistance. Correct option is option B. A very brief high voltage spike on an AC power line is called as. Options are a bleeder, an arc, a transient, an avalanche. So it is known as a transient. A very high voltage spike on an AC power line is called as transient. In N-type semiconductor, the minority carriers are. In N-type semiconductor, the majority is the electrons and the minority is the holes. So the correct option is holes. If you are talking about the N-type semiconductor, if the question asks what is the majority carriers, then it will be the electron, and if you are talking about the minority carriers, then the minority carriers are the holes. If four resistors are connected in series, each of a value of 4 kilo ohm, the total resistance is. So to find the equivalent resistance, the total resistance, these are connected in series, then it can be given as R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. So adding each resistance as 4 kilo ohm as 4 plus 4 plus 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4, it will be 16 kilo ohms. Correct option is option D. The speed of an induction motor. The speed of an induction motor decreases slightly with the increase in the load. Correct option is option C. Next question is star delta starter of an induction motor. So the correct answer is option D, that is it applies reduced voltage to the stator. The starting torque of a single phase induction motor is. The starting torque of a single phase induction motor is 0. Correct option is option D. Next question is at resonance the RLC series circuit behaves as. During our resonance condition Z is equals to R, since during resonance XL becomes equals to the XC, so it behaves as a purely resistive circuit. Option A is the correct answer. Next question is LED stands for. LED stands for light emitting diode. Next question is the symbol represents. Four stripes of resistors are yellow, violet, red and gold. Will have a value of. So firstly let's write down the color coding, starting with the black, brown, red, orange, then comes yellow, then it's green, blue, then violet, then grey, then it's white, then gold, then comes silver, and lastly it's none. The coding starts with the 0, then 1, red code is 2, orange code is 3, yellow code is 4, green is for 5, blue 6, violet 7, grey 8, white is 9. Now the tolerance level of gold is plus minus 5%, for the silver is plus minus 10%, and for the none is plus minus 20%. Now the question is regarding the color code of yellow, violet, red and gold. The color code for yellow is 4, then violet is 7. Now the third color represents the multiplier, that is red. We will multiply the color code for the red is 2, then 10 to the power 2. Now the tolerance for the gold is plus minus 5%. So the correct answer is option C, that is 4700 plus minus 5%. Next question is find the current I in the given circuit. So here also the circuit is not available. So let's move on to the next question. The general expression for the resistance is, as we all know, the formula for the resistance is R is equals to rho L by A. Rho represents the resistivity, L is the length and A is the area. So the correct answer is option D, that is R is equals to rho L by A. Next question is two resistances R1 and R2 give the combined resistance of 4.5 ohm. So when resistances R1 and R2 are connected in series, we get the resistance as 4.5 ohms. So we get 1 ohm resistance when they are connected in parallel. So we have to find the value of R1 and R2. So the correct option is option C, that is R1 value is 1.5 ohm and R2 value is 3 ohm. As when we add when they are connected in series, So 1.5 and 3 we get 4.5 ohms, and when they are connected in parallel we get on solving it we get as 1 ohm. On solving we get 1 ohm. So the correct option is option C. Next question is the value of specific gravity of acid when lead acid battery is fully charged is. The value of specific gravity, it is around 1.285. Correct option is option A. Next question is 5 resistances are connected as shown in the given figure. The equivalent resistance between the points A and B is. So again here the figure is missing. So we will not solve this question since the figure is missing. So let's move on to the next question. The SF6 gas is. The SF6 gas is sulfur hexafluoride gas. So the correct option is option D, that is SF6 gas is a sulfur hexafluoride gas. Next question is current is measured by the means of. The current is measured by the means of, as we all know, is the ammeter. The correct option is option D. Next question is the level of illumination in a area is measured using. The level of illumination is always measured using the lux meter. Correct option is option B. Capacitor bank in a substation is used to. Options are to increase the voltage, to improve the power factor, to protect the transformer, or to decrease the voltage. So the capacitor bank in a substation is always used to improve the power factor of the substation. It is not used for increasing the voltage, nor to protect the transformer, nor to decrease the voltage. So the capacitor bank is always used to improve the power factor of the system. Next question is for a transformer, the condition for the maximum efficiency is. The condition for the maximum efficiency is when the core loss becomes equals to the copper loss. This condition indicates the condition of the maximum efficiency. The correct option is option C, that is copper loss is equals to the core loss. Next question is the power factor of purely resistive circuit is. The power factor of purely resistive circuit is unity. Correct option is option B. Next question is the general voltage equation of a DC motor is. So the voltage equation for the DC motor is V is equals to EB plus IARA. Correct option is option A. A DC series motor is best for driving. Options are lathes, cranes and hoist, shears and punches, or option D, machine and tools. Correct option is DC motor. A DC series motor is used for driving cranes and hoist. Next question is full load current of 5 HP 3 phase 440 volt induction motor will be. So on solving this, calculating it, the current value will be 8 ampere. Next question is the RMS value of sinusoidal 100 volt peak is. Formula for the RMS value is, here the voltage is VRMS is equals to given as V maximum by root 2. So the peak value, maximum value is given as 100 divided by root 2. We'll get the RMS value. So the correct option is option D as 100 by root 2 volt. Next question is load factor is defined as the ratio of. Load factor is defined as the ratio of the average demand to the maximum demand, that is average load to the maximum load. Correct option is option C. Next question is a BJT has, options are 3 PN junctions, 3 semiconductor layer, 2 PN layers and 2 P-type layers. Fourth option is a low avalanche voltage. Correct option is option B, that is it is a 3 semiconductor layers device, that is PNP or it is NPN. Correct option is option B, that is a BJT has a 3 semiconductor layers. Next question is an electric machine will have high efficiency when input output ratio is low, reactive power is more, or kilowatt hour consumption is low, or the losses are low. So the electric machine will have high efficiency always when the losses are low. Next question is the stator core of an induction motor is made up of. Options are laminated cast iron, option B is mild steel, option C is silicon steel stampings, or option D is softwood. The stator core of an induction motor is made up of silicon steel stampings. Option C is the correct option. Next question is a circuit breaker is. Option A is power factor correcting device, B is a device to neutralize the effect of transients, C is a waveform correcting device, or option D a current interrupting device. So a circuit breaker is, correct option is a current interrupting device. The next question is the main advantage of auto transformer over two winding transformer is. The correct option is option B, that is it is the saving in the winding material. So these are the total 100 questions which I have discussed, which were asked in the examination for the Space Application Center unit of ISRO. So if you find this video helpful, do like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.